Welcome back to part 3 of my series for the love of cheap guitars, which I define as any guitar I bought for under 300 bucks. So today we're going to look at and listen to this España FL-40 from the mid-60s. This is a European import, and as you can see, it's called an España, so you'd assume it was built in Spain, right? No. Built by a company in Finland called Landola. It's one of numerous Scandinavian lutheries whose guitars were imported by a New York company called B&J, Bugeleisen and Jacobsen. So Landola and Hagström actually share a pedigree. So Españas were high quality guitars, but very few people know about them today. This FL-40 retailed for 125 bucks back in the mid-60s, which in current dollars is almost 1,200 bucks. So it was a sort of mid-premium guitar. So this original print ad claims that this is one of Scandinavia's finest. And notice that the in people choose España. So in case you had any doubt, I'm obviously in. España's status as kind of an unknown classic is probably why the price tag for this at my funky local guitar shop was just 150 bucks. I mean, that's just over its original retail price. Right? That's low for any vintage guitar, let alone a handcrafted European guitar from the 60s with high quality construction and premium tone woods. Now, I'm big on optimizing any guitar you own, so, bring out its full potential. So I did replace the saddle and the nut, and I did a pro setup, but even with that work, the total price was still under 300 bucks. Okay, so why do I love this particular cheap guitar? Well, one is how it plays. It's got this medium small body size. It's kind of similar to a Martin OM. And it's really comfortable in my lap. It's actually the same size as a classical guitar, but with a little narrower waist. But a similarly fat neck. It's unusual for a steel string acoustic. This neck really fits in my hand. It's got a low action, and it plays great in almost any tuning, including open tunings like E and G. But, of course, as important as how it plays is how it sounds. This guitar is different than any other acoustic that I've played or heard. It's got a lot of upper mid-range brilliance and relatively little bass. So it can really fit perfectly in songs or mixes that have other instruments that are kind of heavy on the low and low mid-range frequencies. So for example, when I was recording Cosmic Spin's cover of the Neil Diamond / Monkees / Smash Mouth song, I'm a Believer, I wanted to add some acoustic woodiness and some sheen, but without adding any tubby lows or mids. So I was able to add 2 tracks of this España without bloating the mix at all or needing to EQ out all the baritone and bass frequencies. It just kind of sat perfectly in the mix. It's almost subconscious when you hear it. Now, another important thing about a sub $300 guitar, even an old one, is that you can make changes to it without worrying about killing its vintage or collectible value, right? I mean, that's why I didn't flinch about adding this Victory Toaster hand-wired pickup across the sound hole. This actually is a permanent install. It's got a wire inside the body. It's got a jack drilled through the base of the guitar. And I love it because the upper mid-ranginess of the guitar makes this a great sort of nasty acoustic electric. I mean, check out the funky, aggressive sound it makes using the pickup through a couple different amps and effects. I love those sounds, and they're distinct from a standard solid body electric sound, right? There's a little more stringiness, and you can hear how the signal just borders on feedback because of the resonance of this acoustic body. All right, how do you like this España from Finland? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you have any off-brand acoustic guitars you love, please share those with the group. All right, next week I'm going to reveal more favorite cheap guitars. I'm going to do a certain brand that's worth knowing about because the retail prices of this brand are generally under $300, but I actually have 3 of this brand's guitars and I love and play them all. So come back and see what you think. Now, in the meantime, visit guitardiscoveries.com for all my videos. They're full of tips, tricks, secrets, and suggestions, guitar, vocals, and recording. Or may I recommend this one? See you again soon.